I'm not sure what color we should do. You know what? I know. Alright, that's good. Alright, what is up, guys? It is Double T here. Welcome back to another Streamyard Shenanigans. And this is part 2 of Brand New Subway. So, let's just get straight into it. And I'm sorry about the last part. The last part wasn't really like, you couldn't see like the whole screen. It was kind of like my, I don't know how to word it, but let's get started. Hopefully we don't get that noise again. So far we made Queens Link, we made we de-interlined the IRT in Brooklyn Beach. Okay, I do not know what happened there. What? Bruh. That's a bruh moment. That is a bruh moment. Alright, anyways, let's try this again. Well, let's go to this mode. This mode. Okay, you know what? Maybe I might just have to do this one so that I don't lose connection to my freaking mic because that's the second time that's happened. So hopefully this this mode will work and my mic doesn't disconnect because this didn't happen the last time. Can they even still hear me? Oh, they can't. Okay, they can't. Oh, yeah, we're already 8 minutes and we haven't made any progress because my freaking. Do I need to share the system audio as well? Is that the problem? Because if that's the problem, maybe that's the problem. No, oh, my mic is moving, so I don't know. It works. All right. So let's. This part is just gonna focus. I think in this part we're just gonna focus on queens and maybe the inner line to call. But let's start with Queens Boulevard. So yeah, this is what we changed so far. And the first thing we're gonna do right away is just get rid of the M&R. The M&R will no longer serve Queens Boulevard. Someone commented if it was switch, tell me it's frozen again. Oh my damn, bro. Damn. Oh, hey, gee. All right, so now the M and R booted off QE, the Queens Boulevard line. So, oh, why did it shifted? Why did it shift? There we go. All right. So now that that's done, now how is the Second Avenue trains, the H and B, going to connect back up to the rest of to the actual Second Avenue line? What we're going to do is make a new tunnel across the East River and 55th Street. I have to replace 55th Street and change it to 54th Street, because that's an actual major street. 55th Street isn't. 54th Street. Now, after Queens Plaza, the E and K are still going to skip these stops since they're technically going to be an express. The H and V are actually going to make 2 more stops before going into Manhattan. The first stop is going to be 21st Street. 21st Street, Long Island City. And the other stop, the second stop, is going to be Vernon Boulevard. And then after that, I don't know if we should make it stop at Roosevelt Island. Maybe. I mean, technically F&M already stop at Roosevelt Island. So possibly that could work. And this station will be on this 57th Street station. Actually won't be on 2nd Avenue. It will be on 1st Avenue. And then it will merge back to the 2nd Avenue line. And then the V will do the same thing. I think we are going to make it stop on Roosevelt Island. So let's make it like right here. So now Roosevelt Island has second. What? Oh my goodness. I was wondering, why the hell was my screen getting darker? That's a sign. That's a sign to put the charger in. Yeah, stop Roosevelt. Then, just like the H, will merge back on 2nd Avenue. Now, that is basically basics of what the H will be do after 54th. It will go on the 57th Street tunnel is what I'm going to call it. And it will take over local service from the M&R. And it will be the only line which Queens Boulevard local service. So, and then the H and V will split. The H goes on Queens Link, and the V, I'm actually debating on what the V should do. And I said this on the first episode, or the first part. I was debating if the V should go via Hillside or via Union Turnpike. I think that we're going to make it go via Hillside so that the V can run with the E, because it technically in almost entirely it's in Queens. The V runs with the E for its whole route. It's basically the local version. Before we do that, we got to give the R its information. So the R will now stop, or will now take over Astoria line service from the N and W. and the end will get rerouted via Second Avenue, but we'll get to that later. And also, Astoria will be extended to LaGuardia Airport. I mean, come on. You didn't think that we were going to forget LaGuardia. Because honestly, LaGuardia needs better service. All LaGuardia has is the LaGuardia Link, which is basically a bus. It's called a Q70, and it connects to Jackson Heights Roosevelt Avenue, which is good. But again, it's a bus, and even though it doesn't stop anywhere in between, I think that it's still a bus, and trains are just better than buses. So R will stop at 20th Avenue as part of the extension, and then Steinway Street. I don't know. That is not how you spell Steinway. There. Hazen Street, which will actually be called Rikers Island. So that Rikers Island residents, or I don't really know anybody that lives in Rikers Island, but it will give Rikers Island easy access to train service. But that, yeah, this is going to be the hard part. The station placement in LaGuardia. Yeah, it's going to be kind of hard. Now, in a video I've seen from JTA, or not JTA, or yeah, yes, it is JTA. I forgot to change his name. Basically, what the route did is after Rikers Island, it kind of curved down, and the Terminal A station was like right here, and then it curved onto Runway Drive. I think either that or Grand Central Parkway, and stopped. The Terminal B station was somewhere over here, and Terminal C, I don't remember. It was like somewhere over here. I don't remember, but I don't know, because the Terminal A station is actually really far from where Terminal A actually is. It's kind of a walk, because this is where the station would be located. But Terminal A, this is Terminal A right here. So I'm wondering, and I don't even know if it'll actually. So if I do that, and then where should we make the B station? Terminal B. Right here. Okay. It's looking good so far. Oh, well, I don't know. Yeah, I think instead I'm going to place it where I would have placed it, like right here. Because then Terminal A is like right there. You don't have to walk that much at all. And then the Terminal B will be right here, and then Terminal C, I forgot where I would place it. This mess over here. Maybe like right here. And there's gonna, what's that? And then there's gonna be a station in between 102nd Street. But there's just a mess over here that I don't know where to place the station. Right here, I guess. Okay. So there you go. That is the LaGuardia Airport extension. It'll feature 7 new stations: 20th Avenue, Steinway Street, Rikers Island, Terminal A, or 81st Street Terminal A, 94th Street Terminal B. That is not a 9. (102nd Street), and Terminal C. And there we go. That is the LGA, the Astoria LGA extension. All right, now back to Queens Boulevard. So let's switch to the W, well, the M and the W. So M and the W. So after, now I'm going to zoom out. If you let me check, we got more comments. Not this time. Maybe in 20. In 20 I will. 20 is going to be like a chill stream. Like, I actually want people to stream, or not to stream, to join in episode 20, since that's going to be episode 20. And in 21, if we don't finish now, which we're probably not going to finish, 21 will be the next part of this. So yeah, again, back to the M and W. So the M and W will now go on a line along the LIRR tracks. And this is where the yard is. So this is a yard. And M and W will be local, and W or the F will be express. So we're basically creating another Queens Boulevard line, but it's not actually on Queens Boulevard. So stops will be at Honeywell Street, 39th Street, (43rd Street), (48th Street). It will be an express station because lines will split. The M will split from the F and W. Or wait, should the W split? That's interesting. I think, yeah, the R is already a Northern Queens train. So yeah, the R is already a Northern Queens train. So how about we make the W also be a Northern Queens train, since that's what Broadway, the local services of Broadway will serve. It will connect North Queens to Broadway. So yeah, we'll make the W go run on Northern Boulevard. And the F and M will continue. The W now, I think we're gonna have to make the W also stop at Queensboro Plaza, but then after that, it will split and join with the M and F. And that was what I was originally. That was my original plan, was to send W on Northern Boulevard instead of the M. So Woodside Avenue. This will be two separate stations. The Broadway stop is right here, and the Sixth Avenue stop is right here. Actually, speaking of that, let's make the M go right here. Actually, you know what? Oh, never mind. Never mind. All right, so, oh, oops. So now it's, and then the next stop after Woodside will be Northern Boulevard, Broadway. And it will connect with the H and V. But technically, the point, because, yeah, uh, hmm, yeah, I'm not sure now. This is kind of a pickle. Because technically, the W is a West Side service, but the M is also a West Side service. But actually, technically, the M is more of a central Manhattan service. Sixth Avenue is basically kind of in the center of Manhattan, while the W goes into Times Square, which I think will be more convenient. But then again, the point was to transfer Sixth Avenue and Second Avenue. So I think Broadway. Yeah, let's make it Broadway. Oh, let's take the F out, because the F is not going to serve this anymore. It'll still be kept right here. And stop 48th. But I do think we should make another station on 63rd. If we're going to send the W on the Northern Boulevard line, then I think we should make another station. Let's make it Queens Plaza North. So now, and let's add a transfer. So now, Second Avenue riders who want to go to Sixth Avenue now have that transfer. But then again, Queens Plaza might be overcrowded. So yeah, I'm kind of gonna go off my word a little bit. W. There we go. So now that spreads the load. Now there's two transfer places. And this is so that Queens Plaza doesn't get overcrowded, because we don't want Queens Plaza to get overcrowded. And it'll increase coverage of Broadway. All right, so now let's continue on Northern Boulevard. So the first stop on the Northern Boulevard subway will be 68th Street. Next stop will be 74th Street, which seems kind of random. Why are you making a stop here? 74th Street is not a major street. Well, this is going to be the street where the TBX runs under. Well, which it's technically called the IBX, but we're going to turn it into a Triborough Express, a Triborough connector. So instead of running here along the existing path, since this is going to be much busier because of the Penn Access plans, it's going to run under 74th Street. And honestly, I think it's a good idea, because look at how far the right of way is from the actual Jackson Heights station. That is a little too far. And we need a good transfer at Roosevelt. So the next stop will be 82nd Street, and there's also a reason for this station, not just it being a major street. Next stop will be Junction Boulevard. Next stop will be 108th Street. And after that will be Astoria Boulevard. And next stop wasn't in the actual Northern Boulevard subway plans, but I think it should stop here. Instead of going under Whitestone, the Whitestone Expressway, it should run under 34th Avenue here and stop at Seaver Way. But I think people are not going to, if the stop is just called Seaver Way, then they're not going to realize that this is where Citi Field is. This is where the Mets are. So I'm going to add Mets to the name. So stop will be called Mets Seaver Way. And it's kind of full circle because the get it, Mets. I know that was terrible. The next stop is going to be kind of tricky. I don't know if it should be College Point Boulevard, Main Street. Could be either or. College Point Boulevard doesn't really have any stations near it. But I'm actually going to make this stop right here. Prince Street. Yeah, I decided to put it at Prince Street instead of Main Street or College Point Boulevard to at least get something different. And this is kind of an abnormal. I didn't really know where to put the station here. I could have made it here at College Point Boulevard, but then it just does that. I don't know why it does that. So yeah, we're going with Prince Street. And then after Prince Street, we'll stop at Parsons Boulevard And this comes in line with the 7 extension. Next stop is 150th Street. Yeah. And again, like I said, it will come in line with the 7 extension. So along Roosevelt, the 7 will also make stops at Parsons Boulevard and 150th Street. Now you can see the 7 and M are about to touch each other, starting to get really close to each other. So the station should be at 156th Street, where the transfer will be available to the Northern Boulevard subway, aka the M train. And 7 make another stop at 160th Street. And the M will also stop there. By the way, this portion will be 4-tracked. It will be quad-tracked so that there's a cross-platform transfer. These 2 stations will be built similar to Queensboro Plaza way back here. But instead of it being on 2 levels, it will be on the same level so that there's easier transfer. And it's raining again. Damn. So after 160th, the M will split off from the 7, and the M will turn on Prochuron Avenue while the 7 continues on Northern Boulevard. 7 will make a stop at Sanford Avenue. And Utopia Parkway. While the M, to make it in line, can't just stop here at Utopia, but I think I'm going to add another station to that. Let's see where this lines up. 166th. Well, not the 7. And then we're going to continue Northern Boulevard and then finish the 7 extension. Northern Boulevard will stop at Francis Lewis Boulevard. And there is a reason it's stopping here, because something is going to run on here on Francis Lewis. Next stop will be 206th Street. So now we're in the 200 streets now. And then it'll stop at 35th Avenue, which is actually the street it's on. Now, why is that? Now, originally, it was supposed to end here, but we still have up here Bay Terrace. Bay Terrace is still a transit district. So I think instead of ending it here, we're going to curve it up on Bell Boulevard. Now it's running on Bell Boulevard. It'll stop at 32nd Avenue, 26th Avenue. Oops. Twenty-third Avenue, 16th Avenue, 14th Avenue. Why does it keep doing that? And finally, Bay Terrace, 212th Street. Actually, we got Bay Terrace, Taunton Avenue. And that kind of has to be in the name, because over here. And that is basically it. We would extend it further, but that'll kind of be weird. Since this is where Rose Points Boulevard is, that will kind of be a weird extension. So I think that is going to be the end of Northern Boulevard. Northern Boulevard subway. And actually, 14th Avenue is actually kind of close. I might get rid of 14th Avenue. I think we can just keep it for now. Now let's finish the 7. So the 7 will continue on Northern Boulevard. We'll stop at Francis Lewis Boulevard. It will also stop at 206th Street. Bell Boulevard. Springfield Boulevard. (233rd Street) or 223rd Street, right? Douglaston Parkway. Marathon Parkway. And finally, Little Neck Parkway. And that's where the city line is. Realistically, no train service can extend past Little Neck Parkway. Well, technically, yeah, the 7 can't really extend past here because the city line is right here. And this is the last major street before the city line. So yeah, that's the 7. So now, under these plans, we have served both Bay Terrace, Bayside, Douglaston, and Parsons Beach and Douglas Manor. But what about, there's still a big transit desert up here. We still got Linden Hill, Beechhurst, Whitestone is up here, Malba, College Point, and Silver Point Estates. I don't know what that area is. We're going to create a new service, and this will run on the Flushing line. It will be called the 11 train. Now, the 11 train never actually existed in real life, but it was a bullet on the R62 cars, but it was just never used. So now we're going to finally use it for something, for this extension, and this will be a branch of the 7 train, but it will actually get its own service. So we'll stop at 32nd Avenue, 20th Avenue, right here. No, it won't stop at Francis Lewis because the station is kind of already close to Francis Lewis. 17th Avenue. 14th Avenue. And then we'll curve up and turn onto 11th Avenue. We'll stop at 154th. $150th, which I actually think, since the 11, I think 150th, it goes all the way down. Yeah, it does. Since the 11 is going to service. So we kind of have to change this a little bit. I think we'll call it Clintonville Street instead, even though the actual station will be on 150th Street. $147th Street, 12th Avenue. Malba Drive. So that Malba can be served. 138th Street. $127th Street. And finally, College Point Boulevard. I think we're gonna add an info station in between, since this is kind of a long distance. It'll make a stop at 132nd Street. Whoa. So now those portions are now served. So like basically North Queens is, in terms of regular subway service, is basically done. We've extended the M train along Northern Boulevard. We extended the 7 to Little Neck Parkway, and we made a new service called the 11. Now, before we get to the F&M, let's actually finish the 11 service. And I don't know what this, I think we're just going to call it Koreatown, since that's where this area is. And this kind of always bugged me. Why doesn't the 7 stop at 108th Street? But it's kind of a short distance, because 111th Street is right here. And that's literally a block away. We can't really make it stop at 108th. And Northern Boulevard is already stopping at 108th, so that's not really a big deal. So I think under this plan, I mean, Flushing line could be turned into four tracks. Well, technically, Flushing is three tracks. X under realistic. The 11 will still have peak direction express, just like the 7, but under my dream map, Flushing will have four tracks. It's technically, but that's dreams, so we kind of have to make it realistic. So we have to make the 11 stop at the same stations as the 7. And before we add the 7 and 11 here, we're going to do something else. We're going to extend the G back to Forest Hills. Now we can add the 7 and 11 back here. And that is the new Jackson Heights Roosevelt Avenue. And this is so that 67th Avenue, it's literally just because of 67th Avenue. 67th Avenue, this one station is going to lose a service. So the G is going to make up for that lost service. And now technically only one trip. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, technically, there's going to be only one service terminating at Forest Hills. Because the V is not terminating at Forest Hills. V is going to go further. So I think this sending the G back to Forest Hills is now justified, since no other trains are going to be terminating at Forest Hills. What the heck? Who's that? Oh. Sorry about that. Let's check. All right, so now, actually, back to the 11. So the 11 will still terminate at at Hudson Yards, just like the 7. It will get extended later, but not in this stream. like I said, this video is going to focus on Queens. Oh, not Queens Plaza. Wait, hold on. Can we make it stop at Queens Plaza? I don't know what would happen if we were to make it stop at Queens Plaza. Let's see what. Oh, that happens. Okay, that's not good. We don't want that to happen. Because the G does not go on the 7 tracks. So, oh, we kind of have to boot the R and W for a second. Let's boot the R and W for a second. Now we can add them back. And then this where we enter Manhattan. I think I'm gonna make a new station. What the heck? What happened? What is this? Get off of my screen. No. No. No, I do not want that on my screen. I don't care about politics anymore, really. So yeah, I think we're gonna make the 7 stop at 2nd Avenue because the T, when it stopped at 42nd Street, it was supposed to have a transfer to Grand Central. But the problem with that was, look at where Grand Central was. Grand Central was all the way back there. All the way back there. So you had to walk an entire avenue. You had to walk 3 blocks to get to the Grand Central. So I think we're going to make the 7 and 11 stop at 3rd Avenue, not 2nd Avenue, because then again, it's not just a dot. There's supposed to be platforms, but the platform is going to extend onto 1st Avenue, and the platform might be too long. So we're making it stop at 3rd Avenue. And we'll place that transfer, and the transfer to Grand Central is still there. So 2nd Avenue, 2nd Avenue, the transfer is only going to be right like here. Because that walk is going to be just too much. And then we'll stop at 5th Avenue. This is why I'm making it stop at 3rd Avenue, because the 7 doesn't actually stop at Bryant Park. It stops at 5th Avenue. And making it stop at 3rd Avenue kind of makes sense. And then it'll stop at Times Square, 42nd Street, of course. And then we will make a 10th Avenue station, because there was supposed to be a 10th Avenue station on the 7th, but it never happened because of budget reasons. I'm pretty sure it was because of budget reasons. So yeah, 10th Avenue will be added, and it's because of another reason, but we'll get to that later in another stream. So yeah, the 11 will run from 34th Street, Hudson Yards, to College Point Boulevard, and the 7 will run to Little Neck Parkway. Now that's it for North Queens. Now let's go back to here. This business. So the M will branch off to go on Northern Boulevard, while the W and F will continue on the LIRR main line. It'll stop at 39th Avenue. The R will be local, and the F will be or the W will be local. Sorry, the F will be express. Yeah, we'll stop at 61st Street, Roosevelt Avenue. It won't stop at Woodside again because this is where the LIRR Woodside station is going to be. But we'll get to that later. In another video, that is. And the W already stops at Woodside, so we can just make this over here that the LIRR station. Because yes, we are going to make the LIRR, and we are going to make Metro North as well. Meanwhile, the W stop at 69th Street, 51st Avenue, which will be an express station, and it'll be an express station for a reason. Or no. Is this where LIE is? Or is it Grand Avenue? No, 51st Avenue. Yeah, I think it's 57th Avenue, actually, not Grand. Grand Avenue, and then 57th will be an express station. Yeah, this is where Horse Harding is. And the F, I mean, technically this was supposed to be the Super Express, but technically it can't really be a Super Express. Technically, it can be an express, but it just has to stop at Roosevelt to transfer to the 7 and 11 and 57th Avenue for the transfer to the W to Horse Harding. And then after that, the 7 will stop at 63rd Drive. And Yellowstone Boulevard. And then it will merge back onto Queens Boulevard on a QBL to back to Jamaica 179th. So that's basically the F done. The F is basically done for now under this phase. It will run from Coney Island to Jamaica 179th like it does in real life, but instead of running on Queens Boulevard, it will technically be Super Express. I mean, what if we not make that F stop here? Oh, then that happens, okay. So, yeah, this is where 6th Avenue and Broadway service will be now. This is basically where all the West Side service is at. You got to go to the LIRR main line. And then the W will go onto Horse Harding Expressway. It'll stop at Junction Boulevard. Now, this isn't actually a boulevard. It's actually a highway. But this is one of the only highways that subway service could work because there is a lot of density around Horse Harding Expressway. There's even like a university, and there's even buses that run on it, on like the frontage roads. They're not really frontage roads, but they're kind of like roads that run along the expressway. So yeah, its first stop after it splits from the F will be Woodhaven Boulevard for a transfer to the new Woodhaven Boulevard Express station. So yeah, technically now at Woodhaven Boulevard, there's three West Side services, two East Side services, and well, technically the G doesn't go to Manhattan. Yeah, the G doesn't go to Manhattan, so I mean, but the G is just here to provide extra service to 67th Avenue. And so after Junction Boulevard, it will stop at 108th Street. Then it'll stop at Flushing Meadows Corona Park. Now this is kind of a weird station. Like double T, why is there a station here? Well, I guess as a third option, I think we're gonna put Mets in the name as a third option because technically you can go up to City Field from here. Name. Yeah, technically you go to Corona to City Field from here, but that is going to be a long walk. So there might have to be like some like vehicle shuttle that takes you from here to City Field. But we're still going to put Mets in the name. And then after that, it will be where is it? College Point Boulevard. No, that is not where College Point Boulevard is. It is right here. College Point Boulevard. And we'll add an info station at Meadow Lake Drive. So the W will continue on. It will stop at Main Street. Not Flushing Main Street, just Main Street. Casino Boulevard, Queens College. It froze for a second. Yeah, this is where Queens College is. So we're going to put Queens College in the name. And we're going to put Queens College at the end to make it similar to Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn College. This will be Casino Boulevard, Queens College. Then we'll stop at Utopia Parkway after 164th. Francis Lewis Boulevard. Oceania Street, Bell Boulevard, Springfield Boulevard, Hampton Boulevard, Douglaston Parkway, and Marathon Parkway, and finally, of course, Little Neck Parkway. So that is the horse harding line phase 1, which will give horse harding riders direct a 1-seat ride to Manhattan, and more specifically, a 1-seat ride to Times Square, which I think is really beneficial. Now, before we do this, we're going to do next one is going to be the Union Turnpike line. So the Union Turnpike line will not be the V, it will be the F. So after Briarwood, the V will continue with the E. And the F will be on Union Turnpike. F's first stop will be Main Street. Well, Jamaica Main Street. I actually like that. We'll call it Jamaica Main Street. Parsons Boulevard. (164th Street). Sounds, I know it's sounding kind of familiar. That's what most of these Queens extensions are going to do. They're mostly going to be like the same stations. Winchester Boulevard. This is different from the other extensions. The 7, not the 7 nor the W stops at this street. Winchester Boulevard actually starts like right. Actually, Winchester Boulevard is Douglaston Parkway, actually. Commonwealth Boulevard, which I'm pretty sure is Marathon Parkway. think. Yep. And then Little Neck Parkway. Now, we're not just going to end the line at Little Neck Parkway. It's going to go further Little Neck Parkway. Than Little Neck Parkway. It's going to be the first one to go past Little Neck Parkway. So it will continue and stop at Glen Oaks, 260th Street. It'll also stop at 263rd. No. It'll make its last stop at Lakeville Road. And there is a hospital up here. So that's why I need train service here, because there's a hospital right here. And the 260th Street station is to serve Glen Oaks. So that is the Union Turnpike line. It will be a branch off of Queens Boulevard and will be served by that train. Now, I think this will be the last thing we do for the stream. Because how long? Oh my God, it's an hour and 20 minutes. Wow. So I think the last thing we'll do is the Hillside Avenue extension. This will be the last east-west extension. Stream, well, at least for the stream, this will be the last one, is Hillside Avenue. Now, this is going to be a little bit different since we have two services here. We have two services instead of one. But it will make 188th Street, that's a common stop. Most north-south streets are long in Queens. Francis Lewis Boulevard, that's a common station. Now, we'll make it stop at 212th Street. And we'll add Hollis Court Boulevards in the name. Then Springfield Boulevard. And this is the first phase of the Hillside extension. So before we continue, we'll bring the V up. And interestingly, this is only 4 stations. We only made it at 4 stations, which is kind of good. It's good, actually. We didn't have to put so many stations. And then after Springfield Boulevard, the E and the V are going to split. So the E will leave Hillside Avenue and will turn on Braddock Avenue. So it'll stop at Winchester Boulevard. What should we make it here? Is there a street that crosses? Yes, there is. 242nd Street. And that is kind of a bit of a distance. That is a little bit of a distance. So we'll impose Gettysburg Street. and then it will merge onto Jamaica Avenue and stop at Commonwealth Boulevard. Little Neck Parkway. And finally, will end at Floral Park. So the transfer to Metro North, or the LIRR, sorry. I'm just messing up big time. Yeah, that was the last stop. So that is basically phase 2A of Hillside Avenue Extension. Now, what is the V going to do? The V isn't just going to end at Springfield. Now, instead of, it will remain on Hillside Avenue, unlike the E, and will also stop at Winchester Boulevard, Commonwealth Boulevard, Little Neck Parkway, and oops, can it stop somewhere else? The line is right here. This is kind of far from the line, from the city line. I don't know. I think we can make it stop at one more stop. I'm not sure. Because there's development. This is kind of transit does it right here. It's not really served well. I don't really remember what this area is. We'll just make it here at 268th near the city line. And instead of, we'll just call this Glen Oaks. And we'll remove Glen Oaks from 260th Street. And that is phase 2B of Hillside Avenue Extension. And that is going to do it for this part. Part 3 will be in episode 21, because episode 20, we're gonna kind of take a break, and we'll let people join this time in 21 or in 20, and we'll continue this series in 21. So here is what we changed in part 2. We sent the R on Astoria and extended it to LaGuardia Airport. The H and V have fully taken over local service from the M and R. The K train is taking over express service on QBL from the F. The F is running on the Super Express route plans, even though it's not really a Super Express. The M now runs on Northern Boulevard and goes to Bay Terrace. The W is local on the Super Express route and heads on Horse Harding. The F, after 57th Avenue, will merge back onto Queens Boulevard at Forest Hills, and then it will branch off and go on Union Turnpike to Lakeview Road or Lakeville Road. The E and V after Briarwood will branch off from the K and the K will serve the Archer Avenue subway, which has not been extended yet, but that will be in part 3. And we have made the Hillside Avenue extension. We extended it from 179th Street to Springfield Boulevard, and then with phases 2A and 2B. 2A is the E, and 2B is the V. The E has been extended to Floral Park to connect to the Metro. I keep saying Metro North. LIRR, you know what I mean. Yeah. Connects with LIRR at Floral Park. And the V continues on Hillside Avenue. So, and it will stop at Glen Oaks. The station is just called Glen Oaks. I didn't know what else to call it. And that is so that this area under here, this area isn't a transit desert. Because if we would have ended the V at Little Neck Parkway, then this area would have been a transit desert. And we don't want transit deserts. So yeah, that is going to be it. Oh yeah, and we extended the 7 to Little Neck Parkway and created a new service, the 11, which runs to College Point Boulevard. So that is it. Basically, North Queens has been revolutionized under this plan. It's been absolutely revolutionized. Now, people can get on trains closer to their homes instead of just overcrowding stations like Flushing Main Street. This station was really overcrowded. And it's really sad how overcrowded it is because, I mean, so many people, it's serving way too much. Like, you're asking way too much from Flushing Main Street because it has to serve the entirety of North Queens up here and this area. And also Jamaica 179th. I mean, it's not really crowded now, but it used to be extremely crowded because it was literally serving the entirety of Queens. The Hillside Avenue branch, it was serving the entirety of Queens. Basically, Central Queens, South Queens, literally everything. But since we extended all of these lines, people can get on a train close to their homes, and it will be more convenient. And it increases 1-seat rides. So that is going to be it. So in part 3, we will bring back the Z train, but it will have a new purpose. It will not run on Jamaica. It will do something else entirely. And we didn't get to de-interline DeKalb Junction in this stream, but we'll de-interline it in part 3. So yeah, that is going to be it for this video or for this stream. Thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you guys in the next stream. Peace out.